La Calavera Catrina is one of the most recognizable icons of the Dia de los Muertos holiday. Created by the Mexican printmaker and lithographer José Guadalupe Posada, Catrina made her first debut around 1910. Published in at least 4 satiric broadsides, La Calavera was a form of political satire, commenting on working-class women selling garbanzo beans instead of food native to Mexico. Yet it was the muralist Diego Rivera who many argue made Catrina into a nationalist emblem that referenced indigenous cultures and the philosophy of dualism. Today, Catrina has become an icon of Mexican identity and for many is a connection to their culture, their ancestors, and as a form of self-expression and celebration of Mexicanidad.
Really thinking about what I wanted to pull into it as far as like La Catrina looking like one way or coming from a certain thing, but also in a way of being challenging the norm and challenging the hierarchy of things, challenging just kind of like what's expected in that. Because I feel like that's kind of where that concept came in, was taking just kind of like traditional Mexican and indigenous, but also they incorporated like that Spanish. It was nice that you guys did the skulls and were able to get together and like design them, and they came out so good, and knowing like my sister helped with a piece of that, and so that was pretty cool. And my mom, yeah, so I was just like, that is awesome, like at pieces of what they created in my set, and I thought that was really great.
I drew on different inspirations for what I wanted things to look like. One of them was Frida Kahlo. Another one was artist friend of mine. In my drag, I've always wanted to create something that was going to be elaborate and very detailed. So with the headpiece being as high as it was, with all the flowers, and with also all the gemstones incorporated into the makeup, that felt very much what Marla Darling is about. Because for Marla, she's known as the Flower Queen.
My concept was, I have always been like a person of two worlds. Be proud of my Mexican heritage, but also you're American. So assimilate, blend in kind of thing. And I've been trying to find a place to live in the balance between the two of them. That's what I've always wanted. That's what I didn't know I wanted it, but now that I'm getting there, I'm like, no, this is what I want. And that was my concept behind this project for me. Hence why my makeup is only half my face, but it's not a perfect symmetrical line. It's kind of like flowing, like water, which is how I feel. One of the things I really push against, it personally bugs me, is the stereotype of like the Latino that's like, well, of course they're good in the kitchen. As much as I try to do away with that as a stereotype that you see in film and different media, that is one of the places where I am most comfortable with myself. Either my little studio where I write or in the kitchen. Those are the two places that I can be unapologetically me. I can be as much one way or the other as I want, and there's not a damn thing you can do about it.
I participated previously in a photo shoot that it was someone else's concept. It was someone else's idea, and it was absolutely gorgeous. They used a lot of the gems, and that's where I fell in love with the gem idea, and I just kind of wanted to put my own spin on it. And so that's where, yeah, and then Ari as makeup artist just blew me out of the water with it. So it was all very, very magical. Also, the location of it was at Garden of Peninsula Park. My family moved up to Oregon, or back up to Oregon, I should say. We moved into North Portland. And so it was someplace that I spent a lot of my time at, and I loved it growing up. My name also being Rose kind of helped. But it also was significant in death as well. In 2019, when one of my uncles had passed away, that day, to kind of lift our spirits, we went into the park. We went and sat at the fountain, and so that La Catrina is a part of the Day of the Dead, and it gives that, it just gave that connection for me.
Spirits are real. Spirituality is real. The continuation of our people is real. So when you're multicultural, you want to bring in the things that have meaning to you. Being indigenous and having the wheat and learning how to live from the land, I really wanted to represent that. I even have a woven sifter for like grains and rice and stuff. You know, I think it was special because every single piece was something I identified with, including the plants. I think from the stones to the bowls to the feathers to the corn to the fruit, the fact that I was wearing a white purity dress, I wanted to show my flesh through the makeup because, you know, we live in a time where we have filters, you know, we have makeup, we have all these things. I change my hair frequently. Depending on my hair, it will change how I look. But I really wanted to think about what matters to me in here, you know, personally. So when I think about the set, I want to show representation, but I can't show it unless I know who this person is to identify with all these little pieces. I hope that people look at those details because all of it is me.
Today, La Calavera Catrina can be found in any number of commercial products relating to the Dia de los Muertos holiday. Her image has inspired artists from all over the world to recreate her through sculptures, drawing, fashion, movies, and more. Yet, Catrinas are about more than just glamorous makeup. For many, she is a reminder of our cultural roots. She is a way for us to connect with and celebrate our ancestors. La Catrina has evolved from her original drawing and will continue to do so. While her image is universal, each look is as unique as the person being celebrated and honored.
All things Mexican.